What if this, Armageddon, the 11th edition launch box for Warhammer 40,000 that came out a couple of weeks ago, isn't the right entry point into the hobby if you're looking to get started or indeed just looking to get into the 11th edition? And what if in fact it's better to hold off and wait until the equivalent of this, the Ultimate Starter Set, is released? Because this just got announced. So what we're going to do is look at the likely contents and the likely cost of that set, compare it to others and find out what's the best value if you're looking to get back into Warhammer 40,000 this year. So let's have a look. Hello, welcome to Kepit, the peaceful refuge for the slightly confused hobbyist. Let's jump straight into the big summer preview announcement around the new 11th edition starter set and some other sets and see where the value is by comparing it to Armageddon. So I've actually come back and re-recorded this because when I originally did it, I was looking at the big summer preview when some of this was just announced, but it's actually just been updated tonight, which is really handy. So let's have a look at some of the sets that were announced. You've got the Warhammer 40,000 starter set, which is the one that I'm really looking at in this video. In that you've got a range of models, you've got the core rules, you've got some stuff to play the game with, and you've got some scenery. What do Games Workshop say about it? Well, you get 2 combat patrol armies, one for Space Marines, one for Orcs, a pair of base battlefield boards to play on, the terrain to fill it, the dice, the rulers, the core rulebook, and a starter handbook that eases you into the game, and some reference sheets to help you remember key rules. Now, the thing I want to highlight on this, well, there's 2 things. First of all, the scenery looks fantastic on screen. It's going to come all grey and on sprues and be pretty intimidating when you get it. But if you want to invest all of that time, then fair enough. But probably more importantly, this starter set handbook. So if you're just getting into the hobby, what this will do is they don't just throw you into the deep end with the core rules. They'll take you through some simple scenarios, layering up complexity to get you used to the game. So if you are getting into it, or maybe you're getting your kids into it, this is actually a really nice little book. And I think, it just takes some of that kind of, oh my God, there's so many rules aspect away. They've also announced this introductory set, which the more I see it, the more I like. You've got 5 intercessors, 5 orc boys, you've got a knob to lead the orcs, and you've got a new lieutenant model to lead the space marines. You've got a small selection of paints to get them coloured up. You've got some dice, you've got some rulers to measure away with. And what I really like is this cardboard scenery. It reminds me so much of the 2nd edition, which I've got such fond memories of. I just love the fact that you can pick this stuff up, chuck it in a shoebox, knock it about a bit, throw it on the kitchen table, and you've got a game up and running really quickly. So for me, this seems like a really nice low-risk option to get into the hobby. Then they've talked about some paint sets, which I'm not really going to dwell on. Top tip for you, if you're really just wanting to dip your toe into the water, go to a Games Workshop, go to a Warhammer shop. The staff are usually dead nice. They'll let you paint a model. They'll let you keep the model. It's usually an Infernus Marine or an Intercessor or a Stormcast or something from Age of Sigmar. Then there's these. These are the Warhammer 40,000 Getting Started sets. So let's read what they say about these. So great ways to start your Warhammer journey, with each including a full combat patrol force, plus 11 paints, a brush, a texture spreader, and an introductory booklet for the faction. So what you're getting here is a combat patrol, some paints to paint the combat patrol up, a little bit of a kind of a mini codex, if you like, for the faction. And yeah, the thing that strikes me on this one is that it's gone for Ultramarines on the Space Marine side. I'm an Ultramarine collector, that's absolutely fine. But again, if you went after and wanted Blood Angels coming into this, or you want any other chapter at all, that paint selection maybe isn't going to work for you. So that's one to watch out for. So anyway, let's compare these packs against each other now, see what's in them, see how much they're worth, and then try and work out which one's the right option for you. Okay, let's start with a look at Armageddon, because that's our benchmark. And from a minis perspective, it's ram-packed full of value. We've done the previous video on this. So the 61 minis coming to £246 worth of Orcs, £259 worth of Space Marines, and that's if you bought them all individually. Obviously, you can't buy them individually right now, but in the future, if you don't get this set and there's one or 2 of these minis that you really like, then you can buy them individually because they'll be released that way and you get a better loadout options and a bit more posability. So, for example, those Eradicators with heavy bolters, you're probably going to get some different options there. You don't get any scenery in this pack. You do get the core rule book, £15, $20. You get lore. I'm not putting a value on lore, but there's a nice book in there, and that's going to be variable across these packs. You get the mission decks, which come to about 40 quid, $55. You don't get any paints, and you don't get any kit for actually playing the game in terms of dice and rules, etc. So all in all, about £580, $795, and the current price from Games Workshop is around £185, $295. So there's a load of value in here versus if you were to buy all of this individually. So that's our benchmark. Onto the army starters then. So let's do the orc starter first. So from an orc's perspective, you get what is roughly a combat patrol. So you get a war boss, a weird boy, 10 Gretchen, 20 boys, and the war track. So about £133 worth of value there. Obviously, you don't get the Space Marines, you don't get scenery or rules or laws or missions. You do get some paints. So there's about 33 quid, $45 worth of paints there, which are kind of selected to help you paint an orc army. And again, you don't get any dice or rules or anything for measuring with. So all in all, about £166, $200, and I think this is going to come out around the £105 mark, $140-ish. Hasn't been announced yet. I think it's imminent, but that's my guess at this point. Around 105 quid. On the Space Marine side, it's the same deal. Now, I wanted to do this because there's a slight difference, I think. So you get the Captain, the Librarian, 5 Intercessors, the Land Speeder, and the Vanguard Veterans. So about £146 worth of value, $200. Again, no scenery, no rules, no law, no missions. You do get paints, and the key thing is here, they are Ultramarine paints. So like me, you're happy, I'm an Ultramarines collector, but if it's any other chapter, you're going to have to go out and get some new paints. And again, no kit. So about £179 worth of value. And again, I think if they were going to price them separately, this would come out about 110. I think they'll price them the same. So there'll be about 105, £110 for both these army starters. On to the new starter set then, because this is the big deal really. So from an Orcs and Space Marines perspective, you get those 2 sets of minis. So I'm not going to talk about them again, it's the same as was. But what you do get is a load of scenery and some gaming mats. Now, the scenery looks fantastic in the promo shots. When you get it, it'll be grey plastic on sprues. You're going to have to invest a load of time in painting it. But it's really good quality stuff, so fair play to Games Workshop. And if you really want to invest a load of time and effort in this, then that's a good option for you. My hunch is, if this is a starter, you might not want to paint a load of scenery, but who knows? You get the core rules, you get a lore book, you don't get the missions, you don't get paints, but you do get some kit in terms of some dice and some rulers, etc. So all in all, about £372 worth of value, $485. And my hunch is this is coming out around £160, 155, 160 quid. That's based on the fact that the current Ultimate Starter is £125, plus you've got this scenery in there. I think the scenery is going to be about £70 standalone for what is in the kit, which means it's about 35, 40 quid in this kit. The last but not least mention is to the introductory set, because I just really like it. I must admit, if I was starting out fresh and with my sons, this would be a good option. You know, some cardboard scenery that you can knock about a bit, some dice, a ruler, 5 intercessors, 5 boys, a knob, and a new lieutenant model, and a couple of paints to slap on them, and just get a feel for the game. For 45, 50 quid, I think this is actually a really nice little option if you're bang new into the hobby, or you get back after a load of time and you maybe don't want to spend a fortune because you don't know if it's for you. This is a really nice little kit for me. So then summarising, Armageddon, I think best for just bang for your buck in terms of miniatures. Starter, probably best for getting you into the hobby, but scenery needs to mean a lot because that price ain't cheap. The army starters, my one question is it too much of a compromise versus a standard combat patrol and the price differential there? And I'm mainly talking about the paints, if I'm honest. But also the unit composition might be different in the full fat combat patrols. And finally, the intro set, I actually think is my favourite out of these. Honestly, yeah, if you're brand new, give it a look. So that's the summary, but let's go over to the final thoughts. So there we have it. The answer to which of these sets is best for you, unfortunately, does kind of depend on you. I know that feels like a bit of a cop-out, particularly when the video was exploring which is the best value box set, so sorry about that. But if you're looking for the best overall set of minis, then Armageddon launch set is the right one. Certainly when you compare it to the price if you bought all of that stuff individually. Now, yes, there are some benefits to that because there is more posability and there'll be more loadout options with some of this stuff when it comes out individually. The cons are you can't buy some of this individually right now. So overall, as a set of minis, Armageddon's great and it gets you up and running with the 11th edition. If you're looking to ease your way into Warhammer 40,000 again and maybe buying it as a family or for you and your kids, and it's just kind of samples of 2 armies and you want everything that you need to just sit down and play a game on the tabletop, The new starter edition is probably a really good option for you. You can then choose how you build onto it with some of those additional options later down the line if someone gets a taste for Space Marines or Orcs. And particularly if you value scenery, that's going to be a good set, but Games Workshop aren't going to cheap on it. Trust me, they are going to want to charge you for that scenery. So keep an eye out for the price when it comes out. If you're looking to just start an army, those starter sets are looking like they could be okay too. They've got the same sample of the armies as that starter set. Yeah, then you don't have to have the Orc side or the Space Marine side if you don't want it, and you get some paints. Now, are those going to be the right paints for you? Who knows? If you're not a Blood Angels collector, or probably more likely an Ultramarines collector like me, then you're probably not going to get the right paints in those sets anyway. So again, is it worth just holding out for a combat patrol? And then finally, the intro set, that kind of really low level, handful of models, bit of paint, bit of tools, get into the game. I think that's a really, really nice way to kind of take a low cost entry into the hobby. No risk really there. Obviously, you know, 45 quid or $60 is still money, and I don't want to kind of downplay that, but it's the lowest risk entry. And again, if you and your kids just want to kind of give it a go, it's enough to have a start and a bit of a play, and then maybe build your way up from there. So look, thank you again for bearing with me on this video and spending time watching what I've got to say. I really appreciate the amount of views, likes and comments that came on my first video. And just to give you a final hint of what's coming next, I'm going to go back to unboxing, and I've got a few options actually which I wanted to share with you, and maybe you guys could choose in the comments below. So we could either unbox this Crux Terminatus, which I've been sitting on for a while now. It came out at the back end of last year. It is a Terminator heavy box set, so that's one option. We've got this, which is a Warhammer World exclusive, which is the Land Raider Excelsior. Now you can only get this by coming to the UK, coming to my home city of Nottingham and actually going into Warhammer World. So I think this one might be pretty cool. And I've been busy buying separate bits to magnetize so I can use this as all the other Land Raider variants too, and I will do a future video on that. And then finally, one more thing, then we're going to do something called retro reviews, and I want to review this, which is the Imperial Firebase, which is a piece of 90s terrain and scenery. We've been talking about scenery. I'm going to put it together, I'm going to do a video, and we're going to discuss, is 90s scenery still really good for 11th edition? I've got a hunch it is. So let me know, what video do you want to see next? Thank you very much for spending time with me, and until next time, see you later.
Yeah!